out of shape, unconfident, depressed, mental health fucked up, losing my hair. Some things I would do different. Your friends don't matter right now. You're at ground zero. Lock the fuck in. They want to keep you in the gulag. They want to keep you in the rat race. They want to keep you average. We're not controlling me. The moment that you get comfortable, the moment that you get content, the moment that you think you've arrived, you will lose everything. A lot of y'all think y'all are doing better than you really are, but you're not doing shit. Who are you comparing yourself to? Your weak ass friends? I thought the grind stopped. It doesn't! Personal branding is probably the best business model to get into right now. I had a poor mindset. Two brains work better than one. You're not as smart as you fucking think, you dweeb. Who am I to ask God for all these blessings when I'm not praying? When I'm not reading the Bible? How can I learn all this stuff about business, learn all this stuff about mindset, learn all this stuff about female nature, learn all this stuff about fitness, but not learn about God? That's hypocritical. YouTube, what's good? It's your boy Cry. Welcome back to another vid. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for the algorithm. And make sure to follow me on all platforms that I am Cry. Today we got a great one, man. I'm gonna share with you guys everything I change if I started from zero. This was actually a video request from the live. My boy Chris requested this. And I think it's a great topic, man, because, you know, for those that know, some that don't know, it was a point in time where I was at point zero, right? Broke, right? Getting played by women, you know what I'm saying? Out of shape, unconfident, depressed, mental health fucked up, losing my hair, right? All of the above, bro. Some of y'all, it may be not to that extent. Some of y'all, it may be worse. Moral of the story, fellas, sometimes in a man's life, you're at ground zero, right? And you hit rock bottom. And you're like, what the fuck? Something has to give. Something has to change. I want more out of life. Right? And I was able to make a transformation, but now that I'm more knowledgeable, now that I'm more sharper, now that I've been through a lot of trial and error, read a lot of books, you know, had a lot of L's, there's some things I would do different, right? There's some things I could have did a lot better, right? And instead of putting y'all through the trial and error, if you're starting from zero, I'm just going to give you the game so you can progress a lot faster and farther than I did. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Number one, put that phone down. Man, oh man, oh man. This device that I'm holding in my hand, this device that some of y'all are watching this video on, will be the biggest determining factor on if or how soon you will become the man that you want to become. I was disciplined in a lot of areas, fellas. I was going to the gym. I was reading. I was doing my deep work, right? I was going to sleep on time. I was eating the correct food, but I was not disciplined with my fucking phone. Fellas, I was spending 8 hours a day on my fucking phone. What the fuck am I doing for 8 hours a day on my fucking phone? That's not related to my business. I was scrolling. I was texting. I was on the phone doing dumb shit. My Gazi at this time actually advised me to check my screen time weekly. Once I started checking it, I realized like, God damn, I'm spending 8 hours a day on these apps. 8 hours a day texting. Shit that's not moving the needle forward. Imagine all that time I'm spending texting, calling other people, scrolling on social media that I could be putting back into me, back into high leverage activities, back to just having mental clarity, back into reading, back into focusing on a new skill, back into doing research about the businesses I was trying to pursue. I think about that and imagine how much farther I would have been. But you also got to understand, man, and Think and Grow Rich talks a lot about this, but that's a book I just read, right? I wasn't educated on that information back then, right? But you have to understand we are what we consume, right? Your life will eventually be the sum of the majority of your thoughts. Fellas, your phone is controlling your fucking thoughts. You can wake up ready to work, ready to lock in on your deep work, ready to go to the gym, and then you get a text from a bitch talking about, hey, we need to talk. Now your whole energy low. I wasn't educated on how deep my friends and social media was influencing my everyday activities, right? Even from a social media standpoint, fellas, you scroll on the app, you scrolling, you see a girl shaking her ass, now you want to beat your meat. Right? Even from a validation standpoint, fellas, I was doing music at the time. So when I was posting, I'm checking to see, oh, how many views did I get? How many likes did I get? Right? Because music is a business model that, you know, the marketplace determines your value. Right? So I'm looking like how many views I get. How many people repost it? Looking. Time wasted. Letting the validation affect my mood, right? If I post a snippet of me rapping or singing and it don't get a lot of views, it was affecting me for the rest of the day. Now I'm in the gym, overthinking. Now I'm doing my deep work, overthinking, right? Checking my phone, checking the views. Just dumb shit. Shit that doesn't matter. The Art of Not Giving a Fuck talks a lot about this. Another book that I didn't read at that time, right? But you have to value shit you can't control, right? Social media is shit you can't control. You can't control the opinions of others, right? I can't control popularity, right? That is determined by the audience. But what can I control? I can control my work ethic. I can control my mindset, right? Those are things I can control. I can't control if a person gonna view my fucking posts, like my music, right? And I was in a rat race. I was just scrolling, looking for that dopamine. Oh, who's watching my story? Who's viewing my posts? That shit wasn't doing nothing for me, right? Then it was with my friends. How I told y'all have to go through a season to know I was in and out with it. I had 1 foot in and 1 foot out the fucking door, right? So my friends called me. I'm standing on the phone for an hour and a half about my best friend talking about her baby daddy. I didn't give a fuck. I was just being a good friend, right? So now you done fucked up my whole morning routine. Now I'm tired when I wake up because I'm trying to be there for you. Fellas, you have to sacrifice this device. You have to sacrifice the people that come with this device. It's that deep. That's what it takes. I can only imagine if I would have just put that motherfucker down, how much farther I would be, how much sharper I would have been. Then from the entertainment standpoint, I'm gonna keep using music because I love music. If I scroll on Instagram, I see fucking Drake at the time beefing with Meek Mill. Now I'm all invested in the beef. Oh, what Meek say, what Drake say. What the fuck is Drake and Meek Mill doing for me as a man? Is Drake and Meek Mill retiring my parents? Is Drake and Meek Mill getting me in shape? Is Drake and Meek Mill helping me get my hair back? Is Drake and Meek Mill doing research on this mentorship? Fuck no. Drake and Meek Mill are already successful. That's what a lot of motherfuckers do. There's two types of people. The people that's in the game and in the stands. I was in the stands. I'm spectating. Like, oh, he should have said that in the song. Oh, why are they posting that? All right, in the fucking stands. I want to be in the fucking game. I didn't get in the game soon enough. Now I'm in the game. Now I use social media to make money. I don't consume it. I was trying to use it to make money back then, but I was still consuming it. I was getting lost in the gulag, spending all those hours scrolling, looking at views, texting people, calling people. Put the phone down. Back then, I wasn't educated on app limits. I didn't have the sense of awareness to just delete the app. I didn't have the sense of awareness to just put my phone on D&D, right? All things that I'm educated on now. Fellas, you should be putting app limits on these apps. Go to your settings, search app limits, right? You should be spending no more than 30 minutes to an hour on these apps a day. And that's max. That's if you own a business. You could take it even further. Download apps called Metricool and Buffer, right? Apps that you can schedule posts on so you don't have to be on these apps, right? You can even take it a step further, right? This is what I do, fellas. I schedule time blocks to get on these apps, right? So if you watched my video yesterday, I create a system with Google Calendar, right? I do that same thing for social media. Right? Because I do need to be on there a little bit, right? Y'all DMing me shit. I got to respond to y'all DMs. I got to send you the documents that y'all asked for, right? I got to post. I got to stay active, but I schedule it, right? So I got a block in the morning, a block at night, right? And if it's something I need to post, like I'll download it again and then post it, then delete it right back off my phone. Fellas, I'm trying to tell you, social media and texting dumb shit and being on the phone talking about dumb shit is one of the biggest distractions of mankind. Period. From a time perspective and a focus perspective, it's so many cues, right? You might see a motherfucker at a restaurant drinking a margarita. You like, oh, I want a margarita. Knowing you're supposed to be on your macros, right? You are what you consume, fellas. They want to keep you in the gulag. They want to keep you in the rat race. They want to keep you average. Why do you think your algorithm is full of things that you want to see? It's that deep. Fellas, the average American spends 4.5 hours consuming entertainment or useless texting. Fellas, if you just put that motherfucker down and only get on it for an hour a day, you will outperform 99% of men. I understand this now, but back then I didn't. I could have been so much farther. If you got kids, add them to your favorites. You got a wife, add her to your favorite. If you got a baby mama, add her to your favorites. Your parents, grandparents, add them to your favorites. Everybody else can kick rocks. Leave it on D&D. The people in your favorites, those calls and those texts to go through, the important people, the people that matter. I hate to say it, your friends don't matter right now. You're at ground zero. Lock the fuck in. They will still be there. You have to sacrifice. Do you want to be the best friend ever? Or do you want to be the best man ever? The best man that you can be. Do you want to be a 1% friend? Or do you want to be a 1% man? I choose to be the 1% man. Because if I'm a 1% man, guess what, bud? I can be a better friend. Right? I'm going to keep using the analogy. When an airplane is crashing, they say put on your mask first and then help the person next to you put on the mask. Old crowd was trying to be a real nigga, trying to be the best friend I could be, and my shit wasn't together. Bro, fellas, I feel like y'all think I'm capping. I really might have to bring one of my friends on my YouTube so you can ask them. I do not speak to them motherfuckers, right? If they accomplish something, I tell them congratulations. If it's their birthday, I say happy birthday, right? If they're checking on me, I say I'm good and send them a text back checking on them. That is about it. What are we talking about? I have work to do. This is just the phase that I'm in. Once I'm making 100K a month, I'll have more time freedom. I'll be able to connect more with my friends. But right now, I'm not. Right now, you're not controlling me. Period. Look at that motherfucker. You're not controlling me. I'm controlling it, right? I'm using my phone. I'm not letting my phone use me. That's a mistake I made, fellas. Don't make the same mistake I did. Your phone is the reason you can't lock in on deep work. You keep picking it up. The phone is the reason you spend too much time in the fucking gym and you wonder why you don't got enough time in other areas of your life. The phone is why you keep beating your meat. You can't watch porn without your phone, right? Use your phone. Don't let it use you. This is a tool. This isn't your life. Fellas, another thing, you do know that there was human beings and like people existed before these motherfucking devices. You do know like we could survive without them, right? Like we could have kids, get married, be successful without fucking phones, right? You do know that, right? You don't fucking need it, right? Use it. Leverage it, take advantage of technology, but don't let it use you, my guy. If I would have understood this earlier, oh my fucking gosh, fellas, I would have been a lot farther. Again, do not make the same mistake I did. Number 2, plateauing. I remember it was about 6 months into my transformation, fellas. I started getting a little bit more results with my physique, right? I started making a little bit more money. I think I was making 75K a year at the time. I was on my high horse. I thought I was that guy. I said, oh, I'm getting in shape. My hair growing back a little bit. My beard coming in. I got a little bit of money in my pocket. I'm him. I was not shit, right? But I got the big head. I got content, right? Started missing certain days at the gym. Started having more cheat meals. Started skipping deep work sessions. Started going to sleep late. Started sleeping in because I got a little bit of results. I was a bitch. I got comfortable, right? Started dating girls, knowing I had work to do, spending money on women, knowing I had, but I didn't have because I wasn't at my money amount standard yet. Bullshit. All the things that contributed to me hitting rock bottom, started doing again, even beating my meat. Started doing all this shit again because I got a little bit of results, because I got comfortable. I wasn't shit. Fellas, I'm trying to tell you, the moment that you get comfortable, the moment that you get content, the moment that you think you've arrived, you will lose everything. I see it all the time. Fellas, I spoke about this from a YouTube standpoint. And somebody actually just commented this yesterday, and it literally crossed my mind. They was like, I'm glad I'm catching your content when you hungry and haven't blew up yet. I'm trying to let y'all know, fellas, and if I fall off, bring this video back to my attention. I refuse to let that happen to me because I've learned from it in the past. I learned from plateauing in the past. I see these YouTubers, they blow up and the quality of their videos, the hunger in their videos, the content in their videos, the value in their videos decreases. I refuse. That shit will not happen to me. I'm gonna have 1 million subscribers and I promise you, it's gonna be 3-hour fucking vlogs. It's gonna be 2-hour whiteboard videos. I promise you. Cause I know what comes out of that. Yes, it's easier to get comfortable. Yeah, I got a little bit of money in my pocket. I'm gonna have a little bit more status, right? Be in a better situation. I'm not gonna let that affect my work ethic. I'm not gonna let that affect continuously improving. I'm not chasing success. Success is my identity. It wasn't my identity back then, right? It wasn't who I was. It was just something I was trying to do. I'm trying to look smacks. I'm trying to get in shape. I'm trying to get this money amount. Now all those things are me. Right? I didn't have identity-based habits back then, right? I was saying I don't smoke instead of saying I'm not a smoker, right? I got comfortable. I plateaued. The grind never stops is such a cliche saying, but it's one of the realest fucking sayings ever because it literally does not stop. Lucky for me, fellas, I was able to snap back into that mode, snap back into reality after a failed talking stage with a young lady that's on my list of hate for those who know what that means, right? We talked for a few months, went left. it motivated me to get back in that mode, inspired me to get back in that mode. So luckily my plateau was only 2 to 3 months. Then I was able to have a better transformation. But fellas, I want to tell y'all, don't even get to that fucking point. There's always more work to do. You first start getting those results in any area, whether it be with your content, whether it be with your finances, whether it be with your physique, whether it be with looks maxing, whether it be with female attention. It's so easy to give in. What I'm trying to tell you fellas, and this is a different video for a different day, it's going to be one of my best videos, but it's literally the devil. It's literally the devil trying to drift you, trying to keep you complacent, trying to bring you closer to him, trying to push you away from success. That's literally what it is. Money is not the root of all evil. It's what you do with the money that makes it the root of all evil. It's if you idolize it that makes it the root of all evil, right? That's what, if I had all the money in the world and I was by myself, it's no evil. Right? It's what I do with it, right? It's the people around me. It's the distractions, right? It's what comes with the success. Am I going to give into temptation, right? Am I going to start drinking? Am I going to start smoking? Because I got a little bit of results. That's what younger crowd was doing, bro. I get with this chick. I'm smoking every day. I don't even smoke, right? I'm laid up with her every day, right? Having sex every fucking day. All types of dumb shit, bro. When I haven't even maximized every area yet. I wasn't shit, but I thought I was. And another thing with this, fellas, it was because who I was comparing myself to. I was comparing myself to my friends. I was doing a lot better than my friends, right? But Amon Ghazi's a fucking multimillionaire and he's 22. John Mark Stevenson makes $100K a month and he's 20. That's who I need to be comparing myself to. Right? Little 24, 23-year-old crowd thought he was big because he had a little physique. His hair was growing back a little bit and he was making 75K. I wasn't shit. Right? I wasn't shit. Hope that this connects with a lot of y'all. A lot of y'all think y'all are doing better than you really are, but you're not doing shit. Who are you comparing yourself to? Your weak ass friends? The weak ass motherfuckers in your city? I'm trying to tell you, it's young motherfuckers out here getting it in every level of life. You start getting those results. It's going to be a voice in your head. Remember I told you it's that devil on your shoulder? Oh, you don't have to go to the gym today. You don't have to eat correctly today. You don't got to lock in today. You got the results. You just did it for a month straight. Ignore the fucking voice. Listen to God. Stay locked in. Stay in that mode. If I wouldn't have fell off for that 2 to 3 months, fellas, who's to say I couldn't have been farther? Who's to say I couldn't have been better? Who's to say I couldn't have been at 100K a month right now? Right? Because you got to understand, one bad decision spirals into other things. So just because I thought I got a little bit of results and it was okay to date this girl, now my night routine is messed up because she's sleeping at my house every night. Now I'm smoking every day, so the next day I'm lazy. Now I'm spending money I don't have because we're going on all these fucking dates. Just that one decision, that one plateau, that one sense of comfortability had a spiral of bad shit that was holding me back. Just one decision. One decision to talk to that girl when I know it wasn't time yet. Spiraled into a whole bunch of bullshit, right? Because I got comfortable. What Future say? Bitch, don't get too comfortable. Ever. I refuse, right? Stop reading my list to hate. Stop reading my list to love. Stop reading 10 pages a day. I was fucked up because I thought I arrived. I thought the grind stopped. It doesn't. The correct thing to do, the cry now, and I hope this is what y'all do, double down. Right? You get a little bit of results, do more. You can do 2 hours of deep work, do 4. You can do 10 reps, do 12. Continuously improve. Continuously seek uncomfortability because that area of uncomfortability is where the growth happens. When you get comfortable, start questioning shit that's comfortable. It's really that deep. When you get comfortable, once you start getting results and shit feel a little comfortable, be like, oh shit, this ain't right. That should literally be a mindset. What most humans do, they get comfortable and they run towards it. Ooh, this makes me feel good. That's when you're gonna fall the fuck off. That's what I did. Don't make the same mistake I did, bro. Whether you're getting results, whether you're not getting results, you must stay leveled at all times. As a man, it's extremely important to stay leveled at all times. Don't never get too high, fellas. Don't never get too low. Stay centered. Keep your head down. Stay focused. Have tunnel vision and keep fucking going. That's why when a lot of y'all DM me, what do I say? Keep your foot on the gas. Don't stop. Period. Understand that success is not a one-stop shop. You don't get to a point, get content, because that's when you fall the fuck off. That's when motherfuckers pass you up. So don't make the same mistake I did, fellas. Stay locked in regardless of the results you get. Number 3, pick the right vehicle. As a man, you know, there's a lot of important decisions you make in your life, especially as a young man. Choosing your purpose is the most, if not one of the most important decisions you're gonna make in your life. At first, I thought my purpose was music, right? I thought I loved music. which I did, but I just loved making music, right? I can have the best music in the world, but if people don't know about it, I'm not going to be successful in that field. I didn't like the marketing aspect of it. I didn't like the business side of it. I didn't like the networking aspect of it, right? So I thought I really loved it, but I didn't. I didn't want to be successful with that because I wasn't adversity proof. I didn't want to be exceptional in every area of that field that it took to be successful. I chose the wrong vehicle. Right? So I think about, damn, all the time I spent making all these songs, spending money on all these music videos, right? All of that money and all of that time could have been put into the correct vehicle, the vehicle that was going to get me to success faster, my true purpose, right? Then I tried e-commerce, right? Spent about $8K on a mentorship, learned a lot of skills, and e-commerce is a great vehicle. The issue was, fellas, I was at ground zero, right? Didn't have a lot of money. With e-commerce, if you watch the top 5 businesses to be successful in 2025, you know you need some startup costs with that, right? Whether it's 2 to 3 bands saved up or 2 to 3 bands with your personal or business credit. At that time, I didn't have that, right? So I was putting myself through a rat race, right? I'm making a little bit of money with e-commerce, but the money I do make, I got to pay the mentorship back. Right? Or even once I paid the mentorship back, I really wasn't making that much because you have to test ads. You have to test products, right? You got to spend a lot of money to make a lot of money. And at that time, that was money I didn't have. Now, if I were to do e-commerce today, it would be a little different. I got some money saved up. I'd be able to do it, right? But at that time, starting at ground zero, that wasn't the right vehicle for me. Then I went to in-person training, which was great. Right? I was making a lot of money, but I found myself, I was trading time for money, something I didn't want to do. You have to look at it like this, fellas. It's better to work 4 hours a week and make 10K a month than work 60 hours a week and make 20K a month because you have no freedom. You're working every hour of your fucking life, right? So I found myself with in-person training. I was trading my time for money, right? Right when I got off my 9 to 5, I went to the gym, didn't have no time to myself at all, right? Didn't have no freedom, couldn't even do nothing with the money, right? Then you got of course, the cons of it, you know, clients quitting, clients not showing up, X, Y, and Z. That was annoying as well, but there's always gonna be cons with any business model, right? But that wasn't the best vehicle for me to get my freedom back. Then I went to online training, right? Invested about 10K in a mentorship. This was great, right? But I found myself capped, right? I got to like 2K a month and I realized, okay, this isn't enough money to like get me out of my 9 to 5. Like this is cool, right? But what I'm charging and what I have to do to get clients, the amount of time I have to spend on this specific business model on a day-to-day, week-to-week basis, it's not worth the bang for the buck. For me personally, at that time, right? Then I got into personal branding, got into YouTube, got into coaching, content creation, what I'm doing now. This is the perfect vehicle for me because I can combine all the knowledge I learned from fitness and nutrition, offer that to my students as well as the mindset stuff. And I'm not shy on camera. I'm not shy from speaking on camera because I used to do music, right? So it's kind of like everything that I used to do kind of tied into what I'm doing today. But I in a way, I wish like, damn, I wish I would have started my YouTube faster. Right? Like just imagine, fellas, like I'm talking about what I do different if I started from zero. Imagine if y'all could have seen the cry when I was skinny, when I was losing my hair, when I first started doing deep work, when I first started reading, right? If I could have documented the journey in the beginning, it would have been similar to Aman Ghazi. If you watch Aman Ghazi, his first YouTube videos are when he got zits on his face. He's a skinny dork, right? Now he's a successful multi-millionaire at 24. Right? But he was able to document that journey. I can only imagine if I would have documented those beginning stages, how much farther I would be. But it was because I didn't pick the right vehicle soon enough, right? And it's crazy because my father was telling me that this was my purpose, right? Once the basketball thing didn't work out, once the injury stopped me, he was like, man, you need to start a YouTube. You need to start a YouTube. And I didn't listen, right? I thought I knew everything. Right? I thought e-commerce was better. In-person fitness is a great business model. E-commerce is a great business model, right? Online fitness is a great business model, right? Those are all great business models, but those weren't the best vehicles for me. Not only did I not take enough time to study these business models, but I didn't take enough time to understand the adversity proof, the pain I would have to withstand to be successful in these businesses, right? I didn't understand that with music, somebody might not like my music, right? You might not get a lot of views on a video, Croc. Can you go through that, right? I didn't understand with fitness that, hey, your clients might quit. Can you go through that? I didn't understand with online fitness that, hey, you might have to post 5 reels a day. Can you go through that? Right? Your clients might show up to a sales call and then you might not close them. Can you go through that? Right? I wasn't adversity proof. I didn't look at how much pain I had to sustain to be successful with those businesses. That is something I did with YouTube. I understand it's gonna be motherfuckers in my comments talking shit. I understand my family and friends might talk shit about my videos. I understand that. I understand that I'm gonna have churn with my mentorship. People that join for a month and leave. I understand all the negatives that come with it. I'm accepting it. I'm embracing it. I'm adversity proof. I understand the business model and I understand how to be successful at it. Yes, I am thankful that I went through the trials and tribulations and learned everything to be able to provide the wisdom that I have now, right? And another thing, I was young. When you're young, it's okay to take a lot of risks, learn what works, learn what doesn't work. That's great to do. You want to do that when you're young. All I'm saying is I could have been way more farther in life and way more successful if I would have just chose this business model, allowed this to be my purpose, something that was already in me sooner. So for you guys to avoid this mistake, I want you to ask yourself these 5 questions in regards to your purpose. First question is, do I really love this? Right? Whatever it is, do you really love it? Ask yourself that. Second question, are you willing to be adversity proof? Right? Yeah, you might love it, but are you willing to love it even when you're at your lowest? Even when it's taking 10 years for you to be the man you're supposed to be with it? Even when you have the toughest L's, are you still gonna love it? Right? Are you adversity proof? 3, do you have the patience and understand how long it's gonna take for you to be successful in that vehicle? Every vehicle is different, right? The good thing about today, there's pretty much an expert in every field. So you can look at their journey and see, okay, best case scenario, how long will it take me to reach my standard with this specific vehicle, right? Do you have the patience for that? That's the 3rd question. Number 4, what's your cap? What's the max amount of money and freedom you can gain from this vehicle? Can this vehicle support you and your family for the rest of your life? Can this vehicle eventually get you out of your 9 to 5? Ask yourself that. And lastly, does the market support this? Can you be replaced by AI? Personal branding is probably the best business model to get into right now. Y'all remember when crypto was popping off? Y'all remember when dropshipping was popping off? That is personal branding right now. And I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of game, even though it's a little bit off topic. Personal branding is the only business model that pays you to make money in the fucking world, ever. There's no business model that pays you to make money. Let me explain. With personal branding, content creation is your leverage. Right? Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube pay you to make content, and your content, depending on how you monetize it, whether it's community or a digital product or brand deals, makes you more money, right? So not only am I getting money from these platforms for just posting, but once I monetize my audience, I'm getting money from them as well. I'm getting paid to get paid. It's the only business model in the history of life that does that, right? So it's trending right now. Right? I can't be replaced by AI. AI cannot teach you my life experiences. AI cannot hold your hand one-on-one with coaching, right? So I can't be replaced by AI. Those are things you want to keep in mind as well. Like, damn, will AI be able to replace this? Right? Because AI is moving so fast. You don't want to pick a vehicle and then feel me, a year later, a fucking robot can replace you. If I would have asked myself these 5 questions sooner, fellas, I would have been in the correct vehicle for me. I would have been way more successful. I would have had what I have now faster. I could only imagine where I would have been, right? So don't make the mistake I did, man. Make sure you choose the right vehicle, but also don't be afraid to take risks and learn what you do like and what you don't like. Number 4, invest in a mentor faster or earlier. This is a huge mistake I made. I invested in 3 mentorships my whole life. Overall, about 16 to 20K altogether. One of them was really good. The other 2 were okay, but nonetheless, I learned a shit ton of knowledge from all of them. The issue was, as I look back and reflect, I spent too much time pulling the trigger, too much time overthinking and trying to do shit myself. I thought I knew it all. I thought I was Superman, which is a lot of y'all. You gotta understand, fellas, when you're trying to do things yourself, there's 2 kinds. One is time, right? You can get in shape if you just go to the gym, but if you hire a trainer, you're gonna get that 8 to 10% body fat quicker. How soon do you wanna get there, right? So when you're trying to figure shit out yourself, right, it wastes time, that's 1. 2, it increases the probability that you're going to quit, right? When you're by yourself and you fail, it's easy to just give up. It's easy to give in because you keep failing. Rather, if you got a mentor, someone who's already went through the pain and has the information to give you so you succeed, you avoid those early stages of failure and it makes you keep going. It decreases the probability that you're gonna quit. Let's keep using the gym as an example. If I start the gym by myself and I don't have a trainer and after 6 months I don't see no results, I might think the gym is fluff. I'm gonna be like, man, fuck this shit. I'm not working out. because I'm by myself. I don't have nobody telling me what's right, what's wrong. I keep failing, not knowing that that's normal. You might not see the results for 6 months, but I would have never knew that if I didn't have a trainer, right? I'm using the gym as an example, but that's every area of life, right? I had a poor mindset, right? I would look at these mentorships and look at the costs instead of looking at the value I get from it, right? Because although I spent almost 20K on these mentorships, fellas, I've made that back and more due to the knowledge I've gained from it. It was an investment. It's like buying a real estate property. Yeah, I spent 50K on this house, but then when I renovated it, I made 100K. A lot of people just scared to pull that trigger. I was one of them. Not only because I thought I knew it all, because I was scared to spend the money, right? This was me, right? I can only imagine if I would have failed faster, right? What I say yesterday, fail fast, fail is a stepping stone to success. If I would have failed faster, pulled the trigger, got in these mentorships quicker, I would have been farther than I am today, right? But I had a poor mindset and I was cocky and I was arrogant. Don't let it be you. Think and Grow Rich talks a lot about this. You got to understand this. You have to create a mastermind. 2 brains work better than 1. You're not as smart as you fucking think, you dweeb. Think about it in simple terms. If I'm trying to move in my house, it's going to take me way longer to pack up the furniture and move the furniture to my new house by myself than if I have movers or family and friends helping me. It's the same thing with success, right? Stop thinking you don't need help. Stop thinking you know it all. The man that thinks he knows everything knows nothing at all. The faster I got help is the faster I succeeded. Not only have I been able to pay that money back, right, from the knowledge I've gained, now I have that knowledge for the rest of my life, right? I have the knowledge from these mentorships for the rest of my life. Value that's tattooed in my brain for the rest of my life that I never would have had if I didn't spend that money. What I'm trying to say is I wish I would have just did it sooner, faster, not even thought about it, took a risk. When I was scared to jump in, I wish I would have jumped in because that's where the growth happens. It's uncomfortable, right? You really don't want to do it, but it was necessary, and I wish I would have did it sooner. Another thing too, I was spending money on Netflix. I was going out every other weekend. I was buying clothes, but didn't want to invest in my fucking future. Didn't want to invest in the skill sets that was going to retire my fucking mom. That's a lot of y'all problem. I know when my shit launched, some people going to be like, oh, I don't got it right now. You got it. You just want to spend it on the dumb shit. You want to buy clothes. You want to chill with that chick that don't like you. You want to watch Netflix. All shit that's keeping you mediocre. How can you spend that money on shit that's keeping you mediocre but be hesitant to spend it on shit that's going to make you a 1% man? It makes no fucking sense. But that was younger Cry's mindset. Don't make the same mistake I did. Fellas, if you want help with personal branding, social media growth, dating, fitness, mindsets, fashion, finances, DM me your full name with your email and 1%, and I'll add you to the waiting list so when my community drops, you'll be the first to know, and you'll get it for a lower ticket than those who are not on the waiting list. DM me your full name and email, and I'll add you right away. Number 5, network. As I look back, I was way too closed off. Like I thought I gotta cut everybody off. I gotta be locked in. I gotta be in monk mode, right? But I missed out on so many opportunities. And the reason I know this, fellas, is because since I've been in Dallas, how to win friends and influence people has changed my life from a networking and business perspective. Like, I'm always trying to meet people. And naturally, I'm an introverted guy. Naturally, I don't, as crazy as it may sound, I know I come on here and I seem like I love talking. I really don't like speaking to people. I'm really like very introverted, fellas. Like, I like being in the house. I like being by myself. But that's allowing me to miss opportunities, right? So in Dallas, I told myself, okay, I'm going to get out of my comfort zone. I'm going to be the complete opposite. Fellas, I can't tell you the amount of connections I've made being out here. Just being friendly. The amount of people I've met successful fitness influencers. I've met successful content creators. I've met successful barbers, right? All types of people that's connected with other individuals, building those relationships, right? That's very, very important. I didn't understand the importance of that when I was a young man, when I was starting from zero. I was the lone wolf, right? But it's better to have a pack. It's better to have that mastermind, right? It's better to have like-minded individuals around you, people that are more superior, people that can get you into doors that you wouldn't be able to get in by yourself. It's extremely important, right? And I was too closed off. I was too monk mode, right? But another thing that goes along with this is that with the network is I've spoken on this before, is that I wish I would have moved to Dallas sooner. In Dallas, I have more opportunities than I had in Cleveland. There was more connections than I had in Cleveland. right? So that's another thing that goes along with it too. But what I want to tell you fellas is don't be afraid to network, bro. You don't know who people are, right? Like if I see somebody that look familiar on Instagram at the gym, like it really be the gym. Like my gym, it'd be so many fucking like successful people in and out the gym. That's why I tell y'all fellas, get out of your hometown. 6 cities I recommend is Dallas, Houston, Charlotte, Chicago, Vegas, Miami, and actually 7, Fort Lauderdale. I recommend all of those cities for young men to not only be pushed, but to increase their network. Your network is your net worth, right? But just going to my gym, fellas, it's so many people I meet that's just better than me, whether it be business, whether it be with the physique, right? Whether it be with nutrition, whether it be with content creation, whatever it is. And I'm learning from these people, right? I'm building relationship with these people. I'm not the lone wolf. You got to get out your comfort zone, fellas. For anybody that thinks like you're very introverted, I'm telling you, I was like that, bro. You got to get out your shell. You got to get out your bubble, right? Build relationships with people. It will take you a long fucking way. One last thing that goes along with this, fellas, is early in my journey, I had too many female friends. Y'all ever hear me in my female nature videos? I say I got female friends, but they're grandfathered in. I'm still friends with probably 1 or 2 of them, but most of them I'm not friends with no more. But back then, I was spending too much time around women, right? And the Way of a Superior Man talks a lot about this, man. Women make you weak, right? Like if you got a girl, if you got a chick, that's cool. But from a friendship standpoint, don't hang around a lot of women, bro. It's not doing shit for you. There's so many negative effects of it, to be very honest with you, right? When you're around men, you sharper, you more competitive, right? I've worked out with women, I work out with men. When I work out with a girl, I'm chilling. When I work out with a man, we locked in, right? It's competitive, right? Not in a hating way, in a competitive in a way like my bro going hard, I'm gonna go hard. You're not gonna get that working out with a girl. You're not gonna get that spending time with a girl from a friendship standpoint. Now dating, of course, it's okay to date, but I'm talking about like being a friend with a woman, kicking it with a woman is pointless, literally. Because 9 times out of 10, you're paying for it. Right? 9 times out of 10, if a nigga say something to her crazy, you gotta fight, you gotta protect her. Why are you putting yourself in harm's way, spending all this money on a woman that doesn't even see you romantically, doesn't want to reproduce with you, right? Men and women were put on this earth to reproduce, right? Unless it's business, networking, I don't have no reason to be around you, shorty, period, right? So keep that in mind as well. That's something I wish I would have did sooner too. The last and final point, fellas, God, right? All this work is for nothing if you're not putting God first, bro. I'm gonna keep saying it, man. Like, success is hard enough. Like, you need some luck with success. You need some favor with success, no matter how hard you work, right? And that favor comes from God. Early in my journey, I would ask God for things. Oh, God, give me this. Oh, God, give me that, right? Which was okay, but I wasn't giving him anything back. I was being hypocritical. Who am I to ask God for all these blessings when I'm not praying, when I'm not reading the Bible, when I'm not paying attention in church? God put us on this earth to spread his word and to praise him, right? That is our purpose. So anything that comes after that is just a blessing. And another thing, fellas, I was only praising God when everything was going good, right? When I had that 75K in my pocket, when I was working out, getting my hair back, looks maxing, I'm like, oh, thank you, God, right? When I lose it all, lost my job and got laid off that first time, I stopped praying. I stopped going to church. I stopped reading. That's very hypocritical. How can I praise God, pray to God when everything is going good, but when everything is going bad, I fold, right? What you got to understand is a lot of times God is testing you, right? The book of Job talks a lot about this, fellas. This is a book I'm reading right now. I recommend if you haven't read the Bible, start reading the book of Job, right? But Job had everything. He had the family. He had the wife. He had all the money. He had all the material things, and God took it all away. And when he took it all away, where I'm at now is he's questioning God, like, why are you doing this to me? Like, should I keep praising you? Should I keep worshiping you? And in the beginning, the devil told God, like, test Job. I bet you he'll fold, right? So a lot of times God is testing you, bro. Right? Are you still going to put in first? Are you still going to praise him when everything goes left, or only when things go good? Right? So now I understand that, bro. Now when I pray to God, I'm very rarely asking for anything. Thanking him for the small things. Thank you, God, for my 5 senses. Thank you, God, for food and shelter. Thank you, God, for a family that loves me. Thank you, God, for opportunity, internet, Wi-Fi, my talent. Thank you. Right? And then I pray for my friends and my family, anything that they're going through, that you keep them out of harm's way, and things of that nature, right? But I'm very rarely asking for anything. I'm thanking him before anything, right? I'm also reading the Bible daily, something I wasn't doing back then, right? I have to get closer to him. I have to learn about him. How can I learn all this stuff about business, learn all this stuff about mindset, learn all this stuff about female nature, learn all this stuff about fitness, but not learn about God? That's hypocritical, right? So the same way I spend my daily reads, reading about my list of hate, my list of love, and all these books, I need to spend time with God as well, right? So I'm reading every night, at least one chapter. I'm praying every night, and I'm going to church every Sunday. I'm spending time with God. Fellas, I'm trying to tell you, this should have been number one. It's the most important point. You have to put God first. I promise you, it will take you so far in life. So these are the 6 things I would do different, fellas, if I started from ground zero. And if you're at ground zero, man, take this in, analyze it, and don't make the same mistakes I did. Because yeah, I've made tremendous progress. Yeah, I'm doing a little bit better in life, but I could have been a lot farther. I would have been a lot better if I knew this information, right? So that's the video for today. I love y'all. Peace.